What is up? You already know. It is Wednesday. It is 9:30. You already know it's freaking prime time in the house. It is the 215 boys. My name is Paul Spencer, and that is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. Davey, what's going on, baby?
What's going on, big man? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty damn good. 2-0. 2-0, Dave. 2-0.
I hear you. 2-0. Let's go.
Ooh, you already know, Dave. Listen, every year we start off, we want to be good, but Dave, this 2-0 looks pretty damn good right now. It really does.
Is this team for real? Is this like a? Are we imagining it? Is is this really happening? I don't even know.
You know what? Listen, week one, okay, division game, the Giants. I'm not gonna lie. I predicted the Giants would win that game. I was totally wrong. That just took my level to confidence a little bit higher. Going into the Jets game, yes, no Aaron Rodgers, elite defense, Dave. But let me tell you something. This team could be for real, Dave. This team could be for real.
It really could, and I can't disagree with you there. I'm very excited about it. I tell you, man, this defense is fierce, baby. It's for real, and I'm excited. I cannot wait.
Well, you know what, Dave? Let's open it up. Since you said it right there, let's talk about this elite defense, Dave. We know a lot of times we know the Cowboys defense are Dan Quinn, 11 hats on one ball, flying around, ball hawks, power, speed. But Dave, there's something special about this defense under this Dan Quinn situation. Let's talk about this elite defense, Dave.
I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now. Actually, for like last month, I've been saying this defense is going to be really good, and yet we've yet to see Donovan Wilson. I mean, when he comes back, who knows what this defense is going to look like? And we haven't seen who am I missing? I can't think of his name on top of my head, but it'll come to me. But anyway, don't want to blast on that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this defense is great. I'm excited. I'll tell you, that kid number 11 from heaven, he's for real, man.
Yeah, I think
he's
his name is Micah Parsons. Is that the name?
I think that's his name.
I tell you what, Dave, me and you argued about this a couple of weeks ago, and you said, Dallas's defense is top in the league. I'm going to put them 1A, 1B still with the 49ers. I think the 49ers are still solid, I want to see, who we can play better in the defense, on the offensive side of the ball, their offense versus our defense in the back end. I know they shut down Garrett Wilson. I've seen that. But, the Giants didn't throw the ball downfield. So I want to wait one more week, not with the Cardinals game maybe till we get to a different team that has better wide receivers. But right now they are 1A, 1B to me with the Niners on defense. But this damn team, Dave, they fly to the ball. And I tell you what, there's no better person than Micah freaking Parsons lining up. 6 different positions, Steve. 6 positions he lines up in now.
Actually, I thought of the guy I was thinking of earlier that I didn't think of, Jordan Lewis, that we haven't seen yet either. So.
Oh, Jordan Lewis, yes, exactly.
Yes. When those two come back, man, the team's going to be better than what it is.
Eileen, of course, says, boo, Cowboys, okay?
Oh, Eileen, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for checking in.
Eileen, I appreciate you checking in. I'm very sorry. As a fan of the game, Dave, let's talk about something real quick. The injured Aaron Rodgers. As a fan, number one, I'm a Cowboy fan. I love my teams day in, day out. But the one thing I do respect is the NFL game. I respect players. That's their livelihood. And when you don't get to see and you get to lose a person like Aaron Rodgers, that takes away a lot from me as a fan of the game, because my thing is I always want to go into a game 100%, playing the best team possible. And without Rodgers, man, I feel for Jets fans, because this was a year that this could have been a Super Bowl running team, Dave. And now with Rodgers out, it goes a long way to, know the fans out there what they're going through.
Well, Zach has a lot to prove. Zach Wilson has a lot to prove. He's still young. It's his second year in the league. It's going to take time. We understand that. That's part of the game. But you know what, Eileen? I'm going to tell you now. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Rodgers made a big comeback if they make the playoffs and he was in there. That wouldn't shock me a bit.
Dave, that's something serious, brother. 40 years old.
I'm just saying, and you know what? Because he's going to work hard to come back. I know he's going to. He's going to have, 4 or 5 months, something like that, 6 months, whatever the case. Well, whatever playoffs start in January. I wouldn't be surprised, and it wouldn't shock me in the least to see number 8 on the field if that were the case.
Yeah, I agree. I think he could come back. It depends on what kind of season they're having. If they're a contender, and Zach Wilson's actually mans the ship and lets the ship sail to the very end and get leaking into the playoffs somehow, I can see Rodgers, because you're not really – you can protect Rodgers. That offensive line is not the greatest. But,
sure.
Hey, I'm not going to lie to you, man. An 80% Rodgers versus a 100% Zach Wilson, I'll take Aaron Rodgers all day.
You know what? I would too. There's no doubt about it. The Aaron Rodgers knows the game in and out. Who would have thought that 4 plays in the first game of the season he'd be done? That was just very, very rare.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. But Dave, let's get back to this defense, man. Let's talk about this, okay? Mm-hmm. This defense is insane, Dave. They gave up, We know Brees Hall, Michael Carter, Dalvin Cook. They're solid.
Yeah, some solid running backs.
Dave,
Yeah.
16 carries for 64 yards. They shut down the offensive run. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you have Zach Wilson, a quarterback, but 12 for 170. Dave, you only gave up. Okay, I'm not a math genius here, Dave. I'm not the genius. I went to Villanova, not like Notre Dame or Penn State, these big schools. But Dave,
that was a big school.
Yeah, but considered a Notre Dame, we're like the uneducated people.
Okay.
But Dave, 234 yards total offense given up by the Dallas Cowboys against the Jets. Dave, that's something serious. 234 for the entire game.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy thinking about it. I know, it's nuts. And
so does that elite, Dave? Is that elite?
If it's not, it's close enough.
Hey, it's 1A, 1B for me. You already know. Last year, Dave, we talked about prove me wrong, as Matt, always had.
If it's not, then something ain't right.
As you can see up there, we do have hashtags up there. One is Dallas Cowboys. One is prove me wrong. One is the great friend George Canals, which we lost last year, a big Cowboy.
Yeah, fan. Sad.
So we have him up there. We told you his mom and dad. His mom. We'll keep it up there for the rest of our show periods. 27 years of counting, and of course, Dave loves Where's Rico. We know where he's at. We'll talk about him later, but. Prove me wrong, Dave. This defense is. I got the ELIT, but I don't have the E yet. But I'm pretty damn close to putting that.
You're very close to putting that E into that word, and it's amazing to me that this 11 from heaven. This kid is on a mission right now. You could just see it in his eyes. He wants it so bad.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. We'll talk about another topic coming up with him in a second here. Eileen says Rodgers has a new innovative type surgery that can make recovery faster. Hey, listen, the person that did his surgery, I believe, did Kobe Bryant surgery.
I heard that.
Did a couple other top athletes. So you're going to get the best of the best. And we know Aaron Rodgers. I've had a PCL, MCL, and ACL on my same knee before when I blew my knee out 9 years ago. And I never thought I could walk. And my doctor, of course, wasn't even. He was like Villanova, Notre Dame. That difference right there. JV versus varsity. But if there's anybody that can come back, I do believe, Dave, like you said, it could be Aaron Rodgers because that dude's a different animal, man.
He really is, and it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, playoff time, and there's number 8 sitting on the field.
I agree. Steve Laughlin checking in.
I just feel bad for. Sorry, Steve, real quick. I just feel bad for Zach Wilson because. This kid he's so young and he's got so much to learn.
You know what? We'll talk about him in a second. But let me read Steve's comment here. Steve, you can check him out every Tuesday night on Commanders Gridiron. Yes, we do have Commanders fans out there. There are a few out there. Thanks for checking in. He says, "What's up, fellas? Even though your team sucks, you're right. We do suck. You're right, Steve.
You're right. We're terrible. We're horrible.
The D looks pretty stout for us so far. Thanks for checking out. I do agree with that. I think you guys have a top 10 defense as well. If you can play up to your potential.
Hey, Mr. Steve, is pass interference count when it's a 2-point conversion there, buddy? I don't know about that. That play to me looked like pass interference. I could be wrong, but just saying.
Dave, you know what? In all due respect, they are 2-0 as well.
They are 2-0. I'll give them that. But they almost. Hey, Russell Wilson threw that ball 60 yards, 70 yards in the air on that Hail Mary. That was amazing.
It was a good game to watch as a fan. I love the game. Of course. Joe Sullivan, your tag team partner on Tuesday nights.
Yes.
He said, "What's up, fellas? You guys look great. Is that Parsons or LT out there?" Hey, I don't know if he's wrapped up in LT's body, but Joe, I said the same thing. I'm like, this dude.
No, Joe, it's Tim Wainwright. That's who it is.
But you know what, Dave, going back to, since we're talking about Parsons here, Parsons, his rookie year, he lined up on that defensive end a lot and played outside linebacker a little bit. Dave, he's freaking playing behind the center on off the guards and the tackles now. He's lining up in 6 different positions, Dave.
Well, that's 2 words, Dan Quinn. You know that.
Of course, and I did see that saying. I did see a little press conference from Dan Quinn. He's saying when you have the best player in the NFL, you can line up wherever he wants, and wherever I can find a mismatch is where Parsons is going to be.
I saw that too. I was watching it. I love. Anytime Dan Quinn's on, I listen to him. Look at Joe.
It's hysterical. It really is like watching Parsons play because he's so off the ball fast. And the greatest thing is, I forgot who and I were talking about this. I should think it was Matt when Matt was on, during the post game last week with the Cowboys win. I was like, what better way to work against Tyron Smith every day? And then going back where you remember when DeMarcus Ware came in for a visit and worked with Parsons. Who is the king of the swing move? That is DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Ware, no doubt.
Now you see Parsons utilizing that move so much, and hard work pays off. And a great teacher to student, Marcus Ware Parsons, it's showing what this kid is.
I just hope he's on another level. It's just what it is,
He
and
is.
we're
He is.
and I think to this day he's a Cowboy, because if he wasn't, man, we'd be in trouble.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. The best player in the draft dropped all the way down, Dave.
I know it's ridiculous. I mean, to think he could have been a Giant, he could have been a 49er. I mean, whew,
Yeah,
we were lucky.
next to him was Fred Warner. Good God, with the Niners. Good
Could you
God.
imagine him and Bosa in the same squad? Oh my
With
lord.
Warner and two linebackers like that, and a defensive end like
Mm-hmm.
Bosa, that would be.
Yeah. Oh.
Then I would say elite times three with that
Yeah.
defense. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. No, I
but
think I love what Demarcus Lawrence is doing. D'Lo looks really good to me. Malik Hooker's up and down. He's not too bad.
yeah, but Dave, real
Even
quick.
Van Der Esch looks good, man. And
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I said this when Matt was on the show. I was like, "When was the last time you ever seen LVE make a hit like that and look over the guy and say, I'm LVE. I can
I'm
hit too."
LVE.
Like,
Yep.
he
Well,
showed me something.
having the two backs with 21 and 7, Diggs and Gilmore. Why is not naming me? With those two on the field, LVE's job's a lot easier, man. I'm just saying.
Well,
And Malik Hooker.
when you have linebackers that can move around like DeRon Bland, and even Parsons going to the linebacker slot too, it helps out a lot. But Dave,
Sure.
you mentioned Hooker. I tell you what, I love this guy because
Mm-hmm.
you know on the play where Diggs got beat, he got
Yep.
beat bad. Who was over there playing over the top cover 2 safety on that umbrella?
Malik Hooker.
Read that perfect. Like, okay, well, Diggs, he got beat. Let me fly down because that was not even his man. He was shadowing the middle of the field, and he's seen that ball for Diggs. It's just an eye movement. You see your.
Well, he's a Dan Quinn guy, and Dan Quinn loves him, and because he had him in Atlanta, if you remember.
Well,
So
the thing is, Quinn is 11 hats on one ball. That's what he is. You know, you're a team defense. You're not you're not this, you're not that. You're a team. Your player gets beat. You better, be there to help your brother out. And that's what Hooker did. He saved a touchdown right there.
Oh, no doubt,
Huge,
no
huge,
doubt.
huge.
Yeah, I mean, the more I see this defense, I'm like, 10 points in the last 2 games. Are you kidding me? Come on, something ain't. I mean,
Hey,
seriously.
something ain't right. Something ain't right. 17%, Dave. Something ain't right. But you know what? I'll take it as it is. 30-10 win.
Hey,
But Dave, let's talk about, real quick, as a 30-10 win, of course there are some great things. Listen, Dak, he managed the game, Dave. I mean, listen, he had a good game. 31 for 38, 255, 2 TDs, no picks, Dave. Let me say that again. No picks.
in 2 games too. We're gonna say that's
Well, week 1, I'm not going to take away a lot, Dave. He didn't have to do much. He didn't have to do a damn
nah.
thing.
That was all defense that week 1.
But Dave, is this concerning to you where, I look at things, everything. I don't know what you're going to say, glass half empty, glass half full, Dave, but I look at it different from a lot of people. You know that. I'm weird. I'm a little crazy. But, Dave, I get a little concerned watching Dak throw the ball 38 times. I get scared with that. I really do. We're up, Dave. We're up 30 to, we're up 12 points and he's still throwing the ball, Dave. There's a problem with that.
I agree with that. I think, well, running the ball too. He's there running the ball, but my thing is too. Stop looking at Lamb all the time. I mean, you have so many more options. You have Gallup. You have, Cooks when he's on the field. I mean, and I know he loves his tight ends and Shoemaker, and I know he loves Ferguson.
Dave, both TDs with the touchdowns. Both
That's
TDs.
what I'm saying. But Dak has so many options. So stop going to Lamb. I mean, I'm happy he's going to Lamb. Don't get me wrong. I got Lamb in fantasy. It's great,
But
I mean,
you're 100% right. You're 100% right. That one play to Lamp was a pick 6 waiting for happen for.
And it was. But I'm saying stop. I mean, you have options. Dak's he's got to spread the field out more. See what he's got, and with Deuce, man, I'll tell you, that kid's on. He's going to show some.
We're definitely going to talk about him.
I love our receivers. Having Brandon Cooks out last week, I was okay with it because I'd rather him as healthy as can get down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting injured against a team like the Jets or Arizona, he can take off this week. I'm okay with it. I am.
I think he will. I think he's still questionable. I think he's going to be out this week. But going to that right there, Dave. Talking about Dak, as I always said, Dave. We can go back a year, from this day here prior. I always said the one problem that I had with Dak was what? Reading his progression tree of.
You say that all the time, and you're right. I can't argue that.
He's a great quarterback. I don't want to say elite. He's not elite to me yet. He can be with the potential that he has, his ability. But the one thing, even on his rollouts, his 3-step drop, 5-step drop, his scrambles, roll out of the pocket, he tends to look at one wide receiver, and we see that with Lamb. He always picks, the one receiver. One game it could be a tight end friendly game. He could look for Hendershot, Ferguson, now Shoemaker. He could do that. But Dave, we've seen it too many times in the past where Dak pulls out and he looks down. He don't look at a progression tree. He eyes down one receiver, and we're seeing that with Lamb.
Well, defenses are going to see that. They're going to start to see that a lot often. But well, he's comfortable with Lamb and he's comfortable with his tight ends. But the thing about Dak is a game manager, and we've said that many times. That's what he does. And when he does that, they do win games. And I mean, he could go, hit 2 touchdowns, three hit for what 265, whatever it is. Yeah, that's a normal Dak game. And hey, we have a kicker now, baby. So I'm in love with this.
Yeah, you know what? You are right. I mean, he can manage games, of course. I don't want him to get in a shootout because I think he will, make a mistake here and there. But Dave, you said, eyeing down your target there. And when you have a good corner like Sauce Gardner, you've seen what happened. You 11 catches for CD Lamb. Okay, that game. He had 13 targets, 11 catches, which is highly insane for his part, both sides of the ball. But when you eye down a wide receiver like he does with Lamb, you got an elite corner in Sauce Gardner. He's reading those eyes and he's reading, the statistics like, okay, you know what, your tendencies, 3rd down and 7, you're going to Lamb on a swing or a drag route. Elite corners see that, Dave, and that's what I'm scared about. That should have been a pick 6 for Gardner right on the side.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It should have been a pick 6. We got lucky. He got lucky on that one. Mm-hmm. But I mean, use Gallup more. I want to see more Gallup because I love MJ. I'm an MG guy, so
I think it says Sauce kind of got exposed for his weakness a bit. I mean, he did. Sauce is elite. I mean, he's still
Sauce is elite.
He's still second year. He has a lot of tendencies out there. But as we look at Diggs, on our side of the ball, we know what Diggs is. He's a ball hawk. He takes chances. But when you have a corner or another safety playing over the top of Gardner, that makes him be a more aggressive player where he's going to take the chances. It's a sword out there. It's a double-edged sword. It can bite you, or it can kill somebody. Very simple.
What do we have? 3 picks on Sunday?
I believe it was 2, Dave.
Was it 2 and a fumble recovery or something? I know we had 3 turnovers.
We had 3: Curse, Diggs, and Hooker.
I thought it was 3. I thought it was 3. Yeah, but I'll tell you, but J-Ron Curse, man, look out for number 1 because he is coming. I'm telling you.
And you know what? The other thing is we don't have our captain of the defense in the secondary. We don't
right, exactly. But are you so confused with these numbers? These guys change all the time because I'm like, what? My brain is like, I'm so used to J-Ron Curse being 27. I think it was 27.
I tell you what, I'm still like wondering who the hell Diggs is now because he changed.
Yeah, I get so confused all the time. These guys change their numbers like it's
I get confused still. I mean, I wish it was as Bill Furman and I talked on a college football show. I mentioned Ohio State playing, of course, and their quarterback's number 33, Devin Brown, their backup. And I was like, Bill, how hard is it? I didn't know who this kid was. I know who Devin Brown is, of course. But I'm like, who is this number 33 at quarterback? It's so weird. Like, I want to go back to old school, Dave, where 1 through 19 was QBs. 20 to 39 was running backs. 40 through 49 was fullbacks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And your offensive line were 60s. Your D was 70. Defensive line was 79, 80. Wide receivers were 80s. That's what I want to get back to, Dave.
Yeah, but now the players get to choose what number they want because even if they had it in college, they're going to use it. I mean, granted, Zeke went back to 15. And
very true. I mean, let's talk about real quick. I mean, we moved over to Dak real quick, but as we said in game 1, Tony Pollard is back, Dave. Okay.
Yeah, I told you that. I said that at the beginning of the season. I said even before we started, I said I think he looked pretty good. So. And
Eileen mentions the question, right? How many yards did Pollard have again? He had 72 yards, 25 carries.
72.
But it's not a good number, Dave. It's about 3.5. At least I think it's like 3.2 yards.
Well, Dak threw like you said, Dak threw the ball 39 times. So Pollard got his touches too.
Yeah, he had 2.9 yards. Last year he was off the ball on 5.5 yards per yard run. Mm-hmm. But this year, I mean, this is showing me. I mean, Dave, what were we would go everywhere here. Now you remember the game that you went to in Tampa where we had Zeke and on the Monday night opener where Zeke was going to run the ball. He had 4 carries for 12 yards.
I know.
But he became a blocker because you had to. Parsons is like that. If you have a defender like that, you're going to have to take what the defense gives you. The running back has to be a blocker, of course. So I think that's why, Pollard, if you look at Pollard's catches this week, Dave, he was the second highest targeted, running back to a wide receiver. He had 8 looks, and he caught 7 of them for 37 yards.
Yeah.
That's showing me, too, going back to, reiterating where Dallas with Dak, he doesn't look at his wide receivers. He either looks at the option 1, which is Lamb, or he gets out of the pocket and says, oh, God, I got to look for a running back. He looks for his running back to be in check down. That's what scares me the most, Dave.
Can I just say a couple of things?
You can say whatever you want.
I know. It's our show. I can say what I want to say. I like the fact that McCarthy's getting that play out really quick when he's calling it from the sideline.
Good
I
point.
mean,
Good point.
if you're watching it, it's there. I mean, the next play is right. I mean, by the time you look up, it's there. And Dak doesn't have to worry about the time clock or the clock 24
And
clock, whatever that is.
That's a good scenario, Dave. You think about it. Going into the Kellen Moore. I coach offense, and I try to I make my verbiage. Like the normal person, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. Like I
Right.
run different things. I don't call them drags. I don't call this. I have a different name for everything. And with the Kellen Moore situation, he's a great OC. We see he's putting up yards with the Chargers. Great kudos out there.
0-2, by the way. 0-2.
Exactly. But with Kellen Moore, your 5, your 10-word play with some people could be a 20-word play. I
Right.
think with going back with McCarthy, it's a say let's go pro jet swept 28 ISO block, down block, situate drag, XY drag 379, which we call wide receivers. To me, I would say like pro set left, 379 drag on one. It's very simple to get in the plate, the huddle, and call it. That's something we're seeing where Dak can get up to the line with 20 to 15 seconds on the clock still and say, like, okay, I'm going to check here, I'm going to check there. We didn't see that.
It was so funny because Romo was all over that during the game, and Romo saw that right away. He's like McCarthy's right on it, man. He's calling that play right away, And I love Tony. I just do. Tony knows the game because he's been there. He's done that.
Right. And the thing is, simple verbiage. Just simple verbiage from Mike McCarthy that's getting into play, calling fast. To me, he's quarterback friendly. He's coached, Aaron Rodgers. He's coached these quarterbacks. He's played the game. He's coached it for years. That tree that he had at Green Bay, going back to the Niners days, half the Eagles coaches are from his tree as well, part of the tree. And you look at it, that is where he comes back with quarterback play, saying, I'm quarterback friendly. I'm going to get my QB up to the line of scrimmage, and I'm not going to rush him where there's 5 seconds to go, snap the ball, snap the ball, snap the ball. He has 15 seconds to read. Like, okay, give me a fake snap here. Okay, I see the linebacker coming. I see you coming. Call the play, check it off. I see that now. That's something I'm happy with McCarthy calling plays.
I am too, and we were skeptical of that before that started.
I've always liked him as a play caller, not a head coach. I think,
that's what he did in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, and we saw the results there. So
I don't think he's going to take Dak off the leash. I don't think he's going to take him off the leash and let him go throw the ball 3 times a game. I think he's going to say, Dak, we have an elite defense. Go manage the game. Don't turn the ball over. Manage the game.
I think that's their MO right now. That's what they're going to do. I mean,
I do
defense,
too. And
I like that. I really do. I'm okay with that.
But Dave, we're all positive. We're all positive, real quick. But
can I say congratulations to Luke? He got his first touchdown of the season.
I don't know who in their right mind would say Luke Shoemaker. I wanted him in the second or third round. I don't know who was that. Who said that, Dave?
I don't know that guy. I'm not sure who that was. I think it's the guy next to me, but I'm not sure.
I think it was. I think when we did our draft, I said, I'm telling you, Dave, Mozzie Smith, Demarion Overshawn, and I like Luke Shoemaker.
I love Luke. I do. He's a tight end. He can block and he can catch. I just love it.
And I think we drafted all 3 of those guys, Dave. I think we did.
Are we seeing a type of Witten here with Luke? I don't know. What do you think?
Dave, I'm not going to put him in there, Dave. I'm not going to put him in that.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying a type of player like Witten. I'm not saying he is Jason Witten. I'm just saying like kind of.
He can be. I mean, he can be. His blocking is there on Witten's point because Witten was a blocker as well in the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
He chipped. He got out space. He was a good route runner. Shoemaker has a little bit more to show me because he has to learn, to be quarterback friendly with Dak Prescott right now.
Right. Ferguson too. I like Fergie and Hendershot. I'm all 3 of them. I'm fine. I'm okay with. I really.
I love the tight end room. I love our tight ends. Shoemaker, Ferguson, and Hendershot. I love the tight ends here. But Dave, I'm going to take it to another. We disagree on this point here, but let's talk about this.
Oh, here we go.
Let's talk about this. Dave, I'm going to tell you, if my offense on my team got in the red zone 7 times and I walked away with 5 field goals and 2 TDs, no turnovers, which I'm happy, Dave, it's not going to be a good day when I go home on Saturday and watch the film for Monday's practice.
Well, think about it this way. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to show too much in the red zone. I guess I don't know because if there was the case, they'd put up 50 points.
I don't know, Dave. They're playing. That play calling was a little suspicious to me on the red zone.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, no turnovers on either one, and our kicker did a very good job with it, so I wasn't too concerned.
See, I
love Brandon. I do. I just love.
I understand your kicker gives you 15 points. He didn't miss. He's money there. I understand that. But Dave, your play calling from the 20 and 20 is on point. Running the ball, well balanced, throwing the ball. But when you get inside the red zone, Dave,
Well,
There's
you gotta give credit to the Jets defense too. The Jets defense is very good.
Dave.
So
Dave, let
put
me tell you,
that in
Dave.
perspective.
But let me stop you real quick, Dave. Okay, there was two plays. I really want to bring it up. I know YouTube will hit it. Facebook will hit us on their whatever for putting it on, but that's why I can't put it on. I went back and watched the film, Dave. There was two plays. Gallup is wide open in the end zone.
Yeah.
Dak didn't even look his way. Number one, okay, and on the swing route, Ferguson walked down on the tight end side on a backside and was wide open, and Dak went to the right, of course.
Well,
To me,
maybe Dak messed up then. Maybe
I
Dak
don't know.
wasn't.
To me, Dave. I mean, that's 7 trips to the red zone, 5 field goals. Yes,
Okay, so if you had 7 trips in the red zone and we scored what, say 4 touchdowns?
my goal, my thing, Dave, to my team is if you give me 50% of red zone touchdowns, that's what we work for.
Oh, I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree, but anytime you can get points in the red zone, touchdown or field goals, I'm okay with it.
See, here's my thing, Dave. We'll talk about this a little bit before we go on to the next subject, a positive subject.
Especially on turnovers too, because if you get a turnover and you get points, touchdown, field goal, I'm okay with it.
Right. I mean, I understand no turnovers, which is a great thing. Of course, red zone. You turn the ball over, you're not getting any points out of that. Three's
right. Exactly.
Nothing.
Right.
But my thing is, Dave. Going back to last year, Dave. You remember the game where we had Schultz, Hendershot, and Ferguson all in the game in the red zone. We've seen that a lot of times, Dave. We've seen the sweep out one time to Hendershot coming across. That's fine. That's a gimmick play where you see that. But Dave, going back to last year, we've seen a lot of formations where we had Hendershot, Schultz, and Ferguson on the line of scrimmage in the red zone.
Yeah, we did.
We have to put that on film. Okay, we're going to.
How many times did that go to Schultz last year? My God, every single time he turned around, Schultz was getting a touchdown.
Right, and that's the thing you have to work on because in the red zone, game flow is a little bit different to me. Where I practice, like Dave, if I'm up 30 points, we won this week 52-13, I think it was. We won this week. We were up 40 some points in the first half, and I said, you know what, I'm working on next week's game here. I'm going to put some plays in where I want to work because my goal was to drop 50. And I did.
Oh, I get it. Your goal is to drop 50. I understand that.
That was my goal personally as a head coach.
And I think that's McCarthy's goal too. McCarthy loves to run the. I mean, he loves to have those high scores when he wins games.
Yeah, but he has to work. He has to work on that red zone a little bit better play calling out there because
I think they will. I think they will. Plus, you didn't have Cooks either. So I mean.
Yeah, but you know what? Cooks is not a red zone threat to me. Your red zone threats are going to be your tight ends, which is going to be Shoemaker, Ferguson, and Hendershot. And the other one, Dave, is Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup was nowhere to be found this entire game, Dave.
I know. He only had two. Yeah, I think he had two passes to him all night.
He had 2 passes on him, 1 catch for 3 yards, Dave. 1 catch for 3 yards.
I know. And Dak doesn't look his way. That's the problem.
That's the problem. That's reading a progression tree where Dak, isolates one wide receiver. He tends to go, and it could be, pick your poison. If you want to do that, that's fine. If it works, go for it. But we already seen with Sauce Gardner being an elite corner, he jumps those routes. He sees tendencies. He knows what you're going to do. And a lot of corners, they look in the backfield, reads the quarterback's eyes. Some of them get burnt by it, but when you have a great one, they can burn you.
Well, let's go back to Romo. I mean, who was Romo's main target in the red zone?
Of course we know. But the one thing you remember with Romo, too, I love Romo. He's my favorite QB.
How many times did he go to Dez in the red zone, and Dez was sitting there just jumping up for joy, catching the ball,
But you got that's just like
that. So it's kind of similar. It's from like Dak and Lamb is Dez and Tony.
But you can't be one receiver, one A wide receiver, 1A quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's your Dave. If you're my favorite wide receiver, I'm going to you in the red zone. Well, you know what? I can run a double safety on your side to a double team you. Bump and run on you on the ball here in the red zone, and I can leave Joe Schmo out there in the wide receiver because I know your tendencies. I know where you're going. So I want to see.
I'll give you what you're saying, but then again, I'm going to say it again. I think the Jets defense is very good. So. Give them props.
I can see that too, but a lot of the play calls were, a little suspicious to me in the red zone because you go from 20 to 20, looking great. You're very balanced, and then when you get to the red zone, it shows me a little bit like, okay, you know what? We're becoming more vanilla. We're being vanilla here.
How many experts picked the Jets to win that game? A lot did. Jets are going to beat the Cowboys. And then Cowboys put 30 on their ass, and then let up 10.
I think there was a lot of media bullshit. Of course, you already know that.
I don't even listen to that anymore, man. That's just garbage.
I don't listen to it. But Dave, let's talk about something positive real quick. Let's talk about Micah Parsons here.
Him again.
Could he be the MVP? I mean,
the last 2 games he could. He was Player of the Week this week. That's for sure.
Dave, the last 2 years, second in the rankings, the Watt and Bosa, of course, but God, and then, everybody's, saying like the power of Aaron Donald.
He is the demon. He is the demon from hell. on this kid.
Hey,
He
you know
just
what?
wants
Call him what you want, Dave. What he's doing on the field right now, playing 6 different positions on
he
defense.
he's just on another level, Paul. That's all I can say. I mean,
Oh, I agree.
what more can you say about number 11? I mean,
I
he's all
agree.
over the field. He gets to the quarterback. If you could triple team this guy, and he still makes it happen.
And you know what
You
the
know,
funny thing is, Dave? Going back, reiterating what we said last year, the game where when we played against the Bears and Justin Fields
field.
fumbled the ball. Parsons in his third year was so smart enough, fundamental football. I guess it's that Penn State thing. I don't know,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he picked up the ball, ran it back for a touchdown. Same thing in the game yesterday. Yes, he was
That's what he
touched.
did today. Yeah, but
Right. Yesterday he
I
was
didn't realize
touched,
he was
but
touched. I had no idea he was touched when I saw him because somebody texted me. I think it was my nephew. Said, "Is that a touchdown?" I think it is.
no, I seen it. I was watching it because he didn't have control of the ball. His knee was down, the ball was out, but you're
Okay.
still a person that can touch. If your knee's down, somebody touches you or any part of your body's down,
You're
and
down.
the ball,
Yeah.
you're down no matter what.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
it's still you got to look at this, Dave, and say, wow, the IQ of this kid to see the ball on the ground, and you're taught the one thing I tell my kids: run the damn play until you hear a whistle. That's
Yep.
what's in Parsons' head. Run the ball back. Hey, you know what? I get a score. I score a touchdown. It gets called back. Oh well, oh well. His IQ is so technique, Dave.
He got knocked out. He got hit one play, and he was kind of I think he was dizzy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he looked busy on one play.
Yeah, and he was sitting on the sideline, and he took his helmet off, and he just looked at him. He was like, "This kid is something. Is he a robot or what?" I mean, my God.
Well, Dave, go back to Hard Knocks when last year was the Cowboys. Remember when the preseason game where he makes a sack, he gets a tackle for loss, he goes to the sideline, and you remember Dan Quinn saying, "All right, Dad,
Right.
you're done."
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Coach, no, I'm not done yet. I'm just warming up, Coach. I want one more series, one more. No, we're fine. You're done."
No, Dan Quinn was like he wasn't having it. Dan's like, "No, you're done. Call it a day."
No.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if he continues this, Dave, my God, I think it's Defensive Player of the Year here. Finally,
Well,
he gets it.
let's take it week to week and see what he does this week against Arizona. Because who's Arizona's quarterback? I don't even know.
Joshua Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. That's right.
Hey, don't knock Josh, man. He put up 28
Oh, I'm
points
not
in
knocking
Josh.
Josh. No, I keep thinking Kyler Murray because that's just natural.
If it's me, I'm rolling with Dobbs for the rest
I
of the year.
forgot it was Dobbs. Yeah, that's right, Josh Dobbs.
Journeyman there. But Dave, let's talk about something here.
Josh Dobbs gonna be running for his life.
He could be. He's pretty fast though. He's a mobile quarterback too. He can get out.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
But Dave, let's move this to something different here. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys have released, Mr. Ronald Weed Jones. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they're keeping Rico and Deuce. Is it enough, Dave?
Honestly, I didn't think so. I was kind of hoping to keep Ronald Jones. I thought him in that red zone would be pretty good. I understand. I mean, did we have to keep him until the 2 weeks was up? Because why didn't we cut him before?
No, I mean you could have cut him, but I think it would be you could cut him anytime. I think what they're seeing, Dave, is I honestly think that Rico, he's not a big back. Deuce is very small, 5'11", 190.
They might bring him back though. I don't know. Maybe something.
You know what?
There.
I don't know. I really don't know because of the fact that I don't know.
That to me it came out of nowhere because I didn't see it coming. I really didn't.
No, I didn't see it coming either. I was kind of curious about it too. Maybe there was a little bit hidden agenda out there or whatever.
I've heard rumors about some people were saying, maybe they'll cut Ronald Jones the next morning because he's coming off the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought to myself, I was like, why would they do that? I'm like, Ronald Jones is a decent running back. He runs hard and he's got.
He does run hard, Dave. But you look at last 2 games. I mean, I'm not going to week 1, of course, because we really didn't have to do anything.
Right.
But you look at week 2. Pollard's carrying a majority of the load, 25 for 72. Yeah. You look at Rico, 7 carries for 26. Deuce out there, 3 for 16. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they're looking at too, and saying, you know what, we have 2 running backs that can tote the ball here. And Dave, what is Dallas? I mean, they're a strong team up front, but they're very
Dallas is known to running the ball. I mean, all those years with Emmett.
Very true. I mean, nobody's going to be Emmitt Smith. Nobody's going to be an Emmitt Smith anymore.
That's for sure. We're not going to see Emmett ever again.
Right.
But
this offensive line is stacked like that offense, in the '90s with Emmitt Smith. Going back to those days. But you look at this running back committee here. It's a fast running back committee here. Pollard is a scat back who can get out. Rico and now Deuce.
Deuce is just getting started. I mean, my God. I mean, even Tony Romo was like, Deuce is loose, man. Let that kid go,
Yeah, I mean, you put him we have a NASCAR package when I coach up here. I have a very fast running back who can't catch the ball. We know Vaughn can catch the ball in the backfield. All the running backs can catch the ball in the backfield here. But we have a NASCAR package where, you know what? Okay, all I got to do is I hold a picture up of what the hell is the guy, number 24, Jeff Gordon, the old racer. I put a
Okay.
little cue card
Oh,
up.
Jeff Gordon. Yeah.
And then my coaches say, okay, NASCAR. And they tap the guy on the field, on the sideline to go in. And then I'm relaying like, jet sweep here. And I run my NASCAR package. And that's what I want to see for Vaughn to get him. I want to see him get him on outside the hash marks. Because outside the hash marks, you're not catching this kid.
No, not at all. And you actually, guess who else got a little offense the other on Sunday? I was surprised.
Who's that?
Number 9.
No, Turpin got a couple carries. Yeah,
I know, and I was loving that. I was like, they putting Turpin in the offense. I was excited. I was like, yeah.
I did see that. He had 2 carries. I mean, not big,
I know it wasn't big.
But the thing is, Dave, this is going back to play calling too.
That's McCarthy, and you know that. That's what he does.
Right, but the management of that play call with Turpin, it kind of pissed me off because, Dave, if I'm a quarterback, the coach out there, if Dave, you're my wingman, you're my Turpin, my fast guy, I'm not gonna bring you across the middle on the jet sweep one time. I'm gonna have you come across once, fake the ball to you. Okay, come back on the other side. Next series, do the same thing on the opposite side, fake the ball to you, and then on the third one, my assistant's going to say, okay, Paul, he's biting. Now's the time. Right. Now I'm going to give you the ball. He ran the jet sweep twice. No window dressing at all. Just gave him the ball, Dave. That's putting him in a bad situation. You got to put him in a better situation where what Turpin is, speed. You see Turpin coming across the middle. That is going to be either a linebacker or the safety come down to get him, coming off the ball, switching sides. But he didn't do that with him.
I know he didn't. No, he did not at all. But going back to the Ronald Jones thing, did we really think? I mean, I think we talked about this from recent shows that when Ronald Jones came back, either Rico was going to. We thought Rico was going to go. Like Rico would go back to the practice squad. That's what I thought.
True.
I mean, because I thought they'd go with Rico and Deuce. That would be the 2 combinations.
I thought it would be okay. I remember going back to this topic here, this comment here. What I thought, Dave, is. Tell me how you thought about it. I don't remember what you said. To me, I said, okay, Pollard's number 1. We know that.
Right, Pollard number 1. Right.
I thought Malik Davis would be 2 if Ronald
Jones. I thought Jones would be 2.
Well, no, I'm talking about before, Ronald Jones.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
With suspension, okay, it goes without suspension, it goes Pollard, Jones, okay, and then it probably goes Vaughn 3.
Right.
Or then Malik Davis, specialty packages. But with Jones out, it surprised me that Malik Davis got cut. He's a bigger back.
I was surprised too. Well, I think they broke it down either Malik Davis or Rico. It was one or the other.
And listen, I'll tell you what. I told you this last night. I think it was, Dave. I shelled out $200 already. Okay.
I can't believe you did that. That's crazy.
Because you know why? I'll tell you what. I'm a man of my word, and I know
he was on the 1 yard line and he almost scored. I was like, oh, he's going to do this.
I know. I mean, I'm a man of my word, and I Dave and I have a bet. I said, that's why one of our hashtags up top is "Where's Rico?"
Did you think he was in on that one play? I did. I thought he was in.
I didn't think he was in. I mean, you couldn't overturn it even if it was challenged. I mean, it's not overturned.
Okay,
there was no evidence to overturn it. So
because I was like, oh, here comes the text. I'm ready for it.
but my thing is, I did go ahead and order it because I know he's going to be on the team all year, and I think the way Dallas is playing right now, the defense is elite and the offense is scoring. I think there's going to be a lot of games where, even though Pollard's getting 25 carries a game, I think he comes out of the game late in the fourth. We don't need him. That's your time for a Rico and a Vaughn. So I think I can see a lot of, charity points, given to a Rico because he can break a tackle, Dave. So I did go out and order it. I ordered my number 23. My favorite jersey is I only have 3 jerseys. Well, 1 jersey that's actually the Thanksgiving Day jersey. So I did order the Thanksgiving Day jersey, a custom one.
You have a TP jersey too. Oh my God.
I do have a Tony. I have everything. It's a charge choice. Dave, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Every week from now on, I'm going to wear a different jersey. Okay.
You do that.
I'm going to do that. And you know what? Next week, I'm going to give all credit to the one of our offensive linemen that I think I'm probably the only one that has this jersey as well.
Any word on Zach Martin at all? Do we know?
He's fine. He's fine. He's in practice. He was in practice today.
Okay, just checking. I wasn't sure. I didn't see the practice.
He's in a FP full practice today.
Okay. I was just wondering because they were talking about his ankle later in the game.
Yeah, he's good. He's in a full practice this week. The only one that was questionable didn't practice was Brandon Cooks as well.
Okay.
From last week, but next week, Dave, I will wear the OG on the offensive line, Mr.
Even Davis, Tyron even actually practiced today. That's perfect.
He actually did practice today, and that is the jersey I'm going to wear next week. I have Tyron Smith's 77 jersey.
Don't knock on wood.
Hey, listen, if I'm going to wear his jersey, he better perform. So I'm wearing his jersey.
Tyron, I'm surprised he's gone 2 games and nothing.
Yeah, don't
Come
say
on.
anything. Don't say anything.
I know.
We
Is
need.
Tyler? Is Tyler full? Was he full too?
I didn't read anything. They said I think it was limited as well.
Okay.
I think he sits out, but I think he does make a comeback because we lost Yugba last week in the Jets game too.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
it's either him or Asim Richards, and Asim Richards is a huge downfall because I think they had.
At the end of the show, I like to do a prayer to one of the players that got hurt on Monday night. So.
Yeah, sounds good. Definitely will. Definitely will. But Dave, let's get into our last one here. Let's talk about let's look ahead to the Cardinals here. The Cardinals,
I don't know much about them. I haven't looked at them at all. I don't know what's going on with them.
Listen, the Cardinals, I don't watch the Cardinals a lot. I mean, it's something that I can't take away a lot from. But I'm not going to hold them down when you think you're going to be the worst team in the NFL.
Is Zach Ertz still there?
He is there, but he's not even to be found. They don't even use him.
Okay.
To me,
I know Fitz is going.
Of course, Fitz is going. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Zach Ertz is about the only guy I know.
They don't have Hopkins anymore. The only player that scares me is the one person that can tote the rock probably 30 times a game is James Conner. He can run the ball.
That's right. I forgot about James Conner.
And then you also have Dobbs who can get out on the ball too. He's not a legit quarterback to throw the ball downfield. He has a good arm, but he's still reading progressions, learning.
Gotcha.
When you have nobody to throw to, Dave, it's like what? It's schoolyard football. Let's go out.
Who are the receivers? I don't even know.
They have nobody basically, Dave. That's the thing.
Nobody.
But I think that's why Josh last week. It's hard to read the Cardinals to me because when you don't have wide receivers out there, and you know what? If what's the quarterback there? Steichen or what's his name? Gannon. Gannon's the QB.
Gannon. Yeah, Gannon.
To me, if I'm him, like guys, we're a lottery team. Go out and have fun. Go out there, have fun playing the ball. That's a team that you have to look out for. A team that has nothing to play for, nothing to win for.
Nothing. Nothing to lose.
They're rebuilding. They're giving everybody away. Hell, Buda Baker's on the shelf this week to get rid of.
Is he still hurt too? Wow.
Well, they want to get rid of him too. He's on the I think he's out 2 weeks or on the IR or whatever with an injury.
I like Buda Baker. Buda Baker's a good player.
They want to trade him too. They want to get rid of everybody. Look what happened with Hassan Reddick. They want to get rid of him. Get rid of him for anybody. They don't care.
What's Kyler's deal? I mean, is he out for the season or?
Still 4 weeks, but I think Dobbs is going to take over that position because I think Kyler's I don't want to say the word, but I think he's like a cancer in the locker room. I really do. That's okay. I mean, that's just me, but I think he's one of those teams that it's like a cancer. Nobody wants him. I wouldn't want him.
Are they out? They're 0-2, right?
They are 0-2. Yes, they are.
Didn't they just beat the Giants on Sunday?
No, they lost. The Giants beat them.
No. I'm saying the Giants just beat them on Sunday.
Yep. Yeah. They lost to the
Commanders. They lost to the Giants. What was the lead there? Didn't they have a lead on the Giants?
They were up 20 something to 0 in the first half.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I knew the Giants were losing to Arizona, and then I looked up, and Arizona Giants were coming back.
I mean, the only player that kind of scares me is going into this game, looking at the Cardinals game here, is they do have one wide receiver, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. They do have.
Hollywood Brown. That's right. They do.
He's one of the guys that you can't overthrow this guy. You throw the ball deep, he can go get it, and that's to me. I think he's going to be on Diggs' side a lot more.
I was going to say, is Diggs going to be on him all night?
I think he will too. I mean, it could be a sword. He can jump the ball, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think the safeties stay home. I think the safeties counter that, and I think they play a man on top of Marquise Brown this week.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's the only one that scares me. He's the only one with speed. Honestly.
Well, that makes sense if you think about it.
The other
I forgot they had Hollywood Brown. That's right.
I mean, the other one's Rondale Moore. He's a fast wide receiver. He's more of like a Kevontae Turpin to us. Speed-wise, speed guy. So. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a blowout game. I think it's going to be a handle game.
I wouldn't say a blowout, but I'll say I mean it might be, I don't know, regular win. I mean,
yeah. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to put up 30 this week. I think it's going to be.
Sometimes we have ghosts in that town. Sometimes in Arizona, I remember 2 games in Arizona where we've had like blocked punts against us and stuff like that. So I'm just saying.
You're jinxing us here, brother. You're jinxing
I'm not jinxing. I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Just sometimes we go there and we've had
Oh yeah, I agree with that one. I agree with that one too.
How many times Larry Fitzgerald kick our ass?
Yeah, but Larry Fitzgerald was a different animal. He never dropped balls anyway.
This is true. He's in Tennessee, right?
No, that's DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, my fault. Wrong guy.
That's Hopkins. Now here's the thing. I mean, this is not. A lot of people say this could be a trap game. This is not a trap game. This is not a trap game. No way. No. I mean, if a trap game is where you're looking to your next opponent. Your next opponent, I could say, you know what? If this was next week, maybe we can call this.
Well, let's pass the Cardinals first, then we can watch the Eagles on Monday night and see what happens there.
Now the hell with the Eagles. The hell with the Eagles. You know they should win that game easily too.
I don't know. Hey, man, Baker's 2-0. Don't be dodging on Baker over there.
Yeah, but I mean, the Eagles have the weapons. I think they
Okay.
got it right. They're getting it right now. They're learning.
And I love the running game. I love White, man. He got kick and run.
Yeah, but Baker's out there. I think the reason why he's playing good this year. You know what my philosophy is, Dave. Okay, hear me out. Okay,
I'm here. Where am I going to go? I'm with you the whole time.
Hear me out on this one. The reason why Baker is playing good ball this year is two reasons. What do you think one of them is?
New team.
I don't think it's a new team. I'll give you
New atmosphere. New atmosphere.
I don't think it's that. Here's my philosophy, Dave. Okay. Number one, he's on a contract year. He's on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
That's number one. That's for any player in the NFL.
No commercials. I don't know what.
Thank you. That's it, Dave. He's not doing commercials right now.
That's the second thing, man.
He's not doing commercials, so he has more time for football, Dave.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, who knows, though? Who knows?
But, now I get it. Okay.
But the funny thing is, Dave, I know you guys don't get the same channels I get. I get to watch the games from Dallas.
Well, you get every channel, even the religious channel, so it doesn't matter.
You already know. You testified to that. You
I went to church on Sunday. I know. I saw.
Right from the couch,
I did.
Every channel in the world, I get it. But the funny thing is, like, when I'm going to ask Stacy this because I know Stacy. She's on the Giant squad up in Monday night.
Right.
They'll be switching it actually to Wednesday nights. I believe at 6:30 they're going.
Oh, really? They're switching nights? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to switch because Monday night's not a great night, but it's Monday Night Football, of course. But,
gotcha. Yeah.
I was watching the Dallas broadcast, the game actually, and I tell you what, how we joke around saying players do so many commercials, right?
They do. Yeah.
Well, we don't get to see them because I know down there you get to see all the Eagles, the Phillies, the Sixers on the commercials.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
I don't watch it, but go ahead.
I think I seen Dak Prescott on like 4 different commercials. I seen Parsons on like 4 different commercials in the Dallas area. It's so funny watching their broadcast and seeing their commercials out there. Is
Dak still doing the bed thing with the relaxing?
Yeah, he does do the sleep tempered.
Yeah, the sleep thing. Yeah.
I think I might order one. I don't know.
Go for it.
But them damn things are like $3,000, brother.
Dude, I ignore that kind of stuff. I don't worry about that.
Listen, hey, if it helps my back, I got a bad back. So if it helps me, we'll see. If
it helps you, go with it. That's all I'm saying.
But hey, Dave, listen. We're all football fans here, of course. But just like you said earlier, we are fans of the game. Number one, we don't wish injury on anybody.
No.
And I want to say one thing, Dave. Let me say this real quick, okay?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I got into an argument on Facebook, and I defriended like 4 friends on Facebook this week.
Really?
The fact that Nick Chubb was horrifically injured this week. As football fans, we don't want to see that anywhere. And one of the things he sent me on Messenger, he's like, "Look at this bum. How do you think his knee feels now?" Like that.
Wow.
I got so pissed off, and I was like, "Let me explain something to you." He's like, "You're a Cowboy fan. What would you care?" I was like, "I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm a fan of the NFL, number one.
Right.
Okay? I don't ever want to see that." And he was like, "Oh, dude, lighten up. Who cares?" My words for Dave. You know me. I have a hot head.
Dude, if that was your knee, you'd be caring too. Come on, man.
I have a hot head. I said "F you" right away.
I'm sure you did.
And I don't stand that because last year, Dave, I lost one of them. I didn't lose them, but Timmy on my football team got a concussion.
I remember you telling me that.
Went to the hospital for 4 days. I didn't leave the hospital for 2 days, Dave. He's not my kid. He's one of my players. I look at it that way because these players out there have a livelihood. That is what they do for a living. They put food on the table, roof over their head, and that's how they live a life. When you get injured like that, I don't stand for that shit. I really don't.
No.
But I'm sorry for deleting the guy. But hey, you know what? You showed me that you can be an asshole. I said to him, I was like, "What if that was your son playing?" And I said to you. How would you feel?
Some people have no heart, Tom.
Exactly. Yep. But go ahead, Dave. Talk about Chubb.
Yeah, sad. I hope I don't even know. I honestly, I couldn't even watch the play. I have yet to see the play. The only thing I've seen is what you showed on a group chat. When I looked at that picture, I couldn't even look at the picture. I'm like, oh my god, Yeah. But I did hear that they did sign a running back this morning. Mr. Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt got a job. Yeah.
Okay, good. They brought him back. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's they had no choice to do that.
He's familiar. He's familiar with the offense.
He's familiar with the offense. He's been there before. Yeah,
sure,
exactly. Sure. But my prayers go out to Mr. Chubb because, man, nobody deserves that. I don't care who you are, what team you're on, whatever. It doesn't matter. That was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrific. I watched it. I rewound it. I was flipping through different channels because a lot of networks show it live again. And
Yeah.
when I seen it, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, because it took me back, Dave, to I believe 2002, 2003, where I was watching a national championship game versus Ohio State versus
Right.
Will McGahee, and Willis McGahee ran the ball, and it was a clear, contact hit, legal hit, where the
Right.
helmet went right to the kneecap, and the kneecap just went backwards like Chubb's did. And
Yeah.
it took me back to those days because Dave, a lot of people don't know I don't have a tibia and fibia in one leg, so
Right.
my leg is so bad where my knee was so jacked, and I almost had the same injury from a motorcycle accident. So that like I had to turn off the TV for a little bit after I seen what really happened, and
Yeah.
I didn't watch football for maybe like an hour after that. I was like, I'm not watching anything. Don't want to watch it right now. But
Hmm.
my prayers go out to him, because if anybody can do it, I think he's the most physical guy in the NFL size wise. We've all
Hmm.
seen him benching 700 pounds. Like, this dude's insane.
It's a dangerous game.
It is. It is.
And you're one play away from just anything can happening.
And that's the crazy thing in football, Dave. I joked around with like Sam Hartman with college football in Notre Dame. He doesn't wear knee pads. If you're out there, guys, listen. Wear knee pads. Wear your full length pads,
Yeah.
because football's violent. That's one thing I'm so surprised that I don't see a lot of, Dave, is the injuries to a knee. Because when you're running the ball, God
Mhm.
forbid, if a helmet or a shoulder pad hits your kneecap, you're done. You're done.
I'm still trying to figure out how CeeDee Lamb's standing up from that hit he took on Sunday, because
I think my
that
shoulder
was
my head would have been broke from that one.
dude, I'd be in the hospital for at least 5 weeks. I mean, that hit was so nasty, and my man got up like it was nothing.
Yeah,
And I was like, CeeDee Lamb, you are rubber, man.
Yeah. I mean, you can't take more of those all
I
season.
mean, these guys are in the best shape of their lives, and I understand that. I mean, if that was me or you, we'd be done.
No, I have trouble getting up in the morning, Dave.
Exactly my point. So but no, my prayers go out to the Chubb family, and Chubb. I hope he's doing okay and everything.
Exactly. All right, Dave. We have two topics left. Of course, the last one's always final thoughts. But how about a final prediction for this game coming up this week?
Ooh, final prediction: Arizona. What time's the game? 4:30.
I believe it is.
4:25 Sunday.
4:25. Yep.
4:20. Yeah, another Sunday afternoon 4:25 game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying Cowboys 31, Arizona 10.
31-10. Okay.
I'm
going to go 33-16 this week. 33-16 Cowboys. Yep.
Okay. I like that.
Yep. I like that. I think it's going to be a 20-point game here.
I think Deuce might get one this week.
Hey, I bought the damn jersey. Rico better get his ass.
No, I'd say
you know what I mean?
Well, I guarantee I know Lamb's going to get his, and Shoemaker might get his, and maybe Deuce or Rico will get it. I'd love to see Rico get one.
Hey, listen, I'm all in the wagon now.
I think defense will get one too, and I think maybe Gilmore.
Hey, I'm on the wagon now. I'm saying, what's his name? Rico get in the end zone.
Will we see Donovan Wilson Sunday? That's what I want to know.
I'm looking at it now, and it's still questionable with him.
Okay, yeah.
I think this is a game where you don't need him. I mean, your secondary is playing good right now. The Cardinals don't have the explosive weapons out there, too.
It's true.
Malik's playing fine. You got Curse back. So I'm cool with this one here. So I'm cool letting him sit. I'll
say 31-10, boys. Call it a day.
I'm agree with that, because next week you have the Patriots too. It's not a horrific offense.
We can see Zeke. Zeke comes home.
Yeah, you know what, Dave? Maybe that week remind me, and I will wear, in honor of Zeke, I will wear the Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke comes. I will too. I have a jersey. I have a shirt upstairs too.
Yep. Next week I'm going to go I'm going to go OG. I'm going to go Tyron Smith. But Dave, how about we do this as we always end the show here? Let's give your final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Great start to the season so far. 2-0 is. I think that's. I mean, you can't ask for that better than that. 2-0. We're this division is. Right now, 3 teams are 2-0. Giants are 1-1. Our division is the best. I don't care what anybody says. NFC East is the best division in football. You know that just as well as I do. Mm-hmm. And let's just keep up the intensity, man. Get defense. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let up. Dan Quinn's calling great defenses, and McCarthy calling plays, and Dak's playing free football right now, which I really love. And maybe he can go 3 weeks without throwing a pick. I would love to see that. Let's just keep playing well. Keep the intensity up, and let's win on Sunday and go 3-0, and that's what we do.
I agree. Final thoughts from me are the same thing. Once as we talked about earlier, prayers to the Chubb family playing to the Browns.
Yeah, well, that too.
The dog pound, of course. Prayers all up to them, of course. Number two with the Cowboys. Just continue to play well, man. Win the games that are in front of us week to week. Go 3-0. Let's keep winning week to week because at the end of the season, we all know we got to stay healthy, of course. And that back half of the season is a juggernaut schedule for us. So win the games that we can. Get a lead on these teams. If the other teams win, stay toe to toe with them. Stay elite with them as well. So let's go Cowboys every week. Let's go 3-0. Let's beat
keep that pressure with the Eagles because when we do that, the more this division gets better.
Exactly. You got to stay toe to toe. Who's in front of you and who's on the side of you. Just look back. Just try to look back to who's behind you. If somebody's in front of you, stay focused on them too as well. So
yep. I agree.
But Dave, I know Sunday it's a 4:15 game. What time we going to go live on Sunday for a pregame?
Pregame 2:30. Okay.
2:30 sounds good to me. 2:30 sounds good.
I can do that.
How about we do it a little bit later, Dave? How about we go how about we do 3? Is that cool?
3, that works for me. Yeah, I get done softball at 10 o'clock, about 12:30. So
all right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll be at church till 12:30, then I'll be home. So we'll do it 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Sunday. We'll do a pregame show with the Cardinals, and after the game, we'll do it maybe around say 7:30 for the postgame.
Perfect. Yeah.
Works. All right, sounds good. So, guys, listen, before we get out of here, we did forget a couple things here. We have to say homage to our sponsors real quick. Guys, if you're a coffee drinker out there, reach out to monkeycoldcoffee.com. Use promo code OTBS Sports. 3 great flavors: toasted coconut rum, bourbon chocolate chips, Samaritan blend, their newest flavor, the evolution of flavor-infused coffee. monkeycoldcoffee.com. Make sure you order it, and make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports. Also, if you're in need of an injury lawyer, please reach out to my great friend Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. 1-800-HURT-123 for motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations: Philadelphia, Cherry Hill, and the Pittsburgh area. No consultation fees accepted. We don't charge you anything until you win your case. No money up front, and I guarantee if you reach out to us, it's 33 1/3% by just reaching out to the 1-800-HURT-123 and mention it Out of the Box Sports, of course. Guys, here's our schedule for this week. Some things will be changing, of course, on the network. Joystick Junkies on 4:30, Sully Squad 6 p.m. The Giants Big Blue Power will be moving to be announced. Commanders Gridiron Tuesday. Extra innings with Dave's, of course, on Wednesday, Tuesday 8:30. The Bat Cave Wednesday. Fuji's Flare will be moving to another night. I believe that's going to be Thursday, a little bit earlier, prior to what's on Thursday. College Football Frenzy, of course, prime time, 215 boys. Thursday, the NFC East table. Make sure you stay tuned to that tomorrow night. It's going to be a great show. The Atomic Drop. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be on this week. I'm not sure if you guys are going on or not.
I don't know if we are or not. We'll let you know.
If not, it'll be a different night. Stay tuned. That's what we always say.
It might be Sunday night, 7. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Make sure you always, follow, like, share, subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. And, of course, Saturday morning, the Golden Dome podcast with myself, talking all Notre Dame football. Silver and Black Layer talking the Las Vegas Raiders with Ken Fry. And once a month coming up for all you Cowboy fans, stay tuned. It's coming the week of the Niners-Cowboys game this year. It's going to be the 90s rivalry between the Niners and the Cowboys, of course. So
that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
To our network. And, guys, I just want to say one thing. I'm a big Cowboy fan, but I'm a big Notre Dame fan. So I have to get this out to know all my Notre Dame
fans. Yeah.
Let's go. The Golden Dome podcast. Bring on the Buckeyes. Let's go, Irish. Beat that Buckeye ass. Let's go, Notre Dame. As you see, my Notre Dame faithful leprechaun there is sticking Brutus with his foot right up his ass, as we're going to do on Saturday. Let's go, Notre Dame. Whip that Buckeye ass.
Is Rudy playing?
Hey, they don't even need Rudy. They don't even need Rudy this week, Dave.
I just thought I'd ask.
Hey, Dave, screw you. He wasn't offsides.
Is Rocket Israel playing too?
We wish he was. I mean, we helped.
I'm just asking.
Bring back the bus too. I don't give a damn.
Is Bobby Taylor playing too?
Hey, you know what? I might as well bring him back. Shit.
How about Ricky? Is Ricky playing too?
Yeah, Ricky was a hell of a running back in college.
He was very good. Yes, he was.
You remember the running back committee who they had, Dave? You remember this, right?
Top of my head, no. But go ahead.
Okay, Ricky Waters, okay?
Yeah.
Rodney Culver, which is not really big. But do you remember the biggest running back they had?
Not off the top of my head, no.
The Bus.
Oh, yeah, Jerome Bus, yeah.
Talk about a running back committee with those 3 running backs, Dave.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then you had Rocket Ismail on the same team.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave.
I loved when Rocket was a Cowboy. I loved it.
I did too. But, yeah, check that show out, of course.
Good luck to your Irish on Sunday or Saturday.
You know what, Dave, real quick, I am kind of a bias because, my kids go to prep. They went to St. Joe's.
Well, that could be why.
But the other thing is, starting quarterback Kyle McCord is from the St. Joe's Prep team.
There you
Marvin
go.
Harrison Jr. is from St. Joe's Prep. They're both
Yeah, that kid's unreal.
But it's like I can't.
Yeah, you better stop him because he's tough to stop. That's for sure.
Of course, but go Irish, go Cowboys, make my weekend happy, and we'll be out of here. We'll be back Sunday at 3 p.m.
Real quick before we leave, I just want to say I had a very good fantasy football weekend this past weekend, so I was very happy with that. So we'll leave it at that.
You know what? I'm glad you told me that because I have not even checked mine for tomorrow night's game.
I did. Yeah, I had a very good weekend. It was very. I won 2 games. I jumped up to 5th in my one league. So.
And Dave, I got something real quick about fantasy football. Real quick.
What's that?
Remember I told you to take Jason Kelsey.
I didn't take Jason Kelsey.
I know I told you to, though. Remember I told you.
I know. I'm good. I didn't.
Why? 2 touchdowns this week.
Well, I know, but I'm okay. I have T.J. Hawkinson. He had a pretty good day. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's good. Waddle killed me this week, though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but it is what it is. Hey, as long as the Cowboys win, as long as the Irish win, I'm okay with that.
It was a good weekend all around. It really was. I was excited.
Yeah, and Prep is number 8 in the nation.
And if I could learn how to bowl, we'd be good. But I can't 2 out of 3. Can't win them all.
You can't wish for everything, Dave. You can't.
Dude, my bowling was horrible this Friday, but that's fine. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but all our teams are doing good. I'm 4-0 this week. I'm
excited.
My team's 4-0. My little league team's 4-0.
Hey, you guys are doing good. It's good.
Yeah, we play Friday night again. We play the team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year. So revenge this time. I'm not going to say I'm going to drop 50, but I am going to say we're going to beat that ass, and we're going to Disney this year. I'm telling you that.
Oh, and Faith's going to actually. It's supposed to rain on Saturday, so her 2 games might be canceled. So, and Hunter has soccer on Sunday or Saturday. His game is going to be probably canceled too. But.
Gotcha. All right, Dave, you ready to get out of here, brother?
Let's do it. Let's get out of here.
All right, you already know. My name is Paul Spencer. The 215 Boys, prime time on Wednesday night at 9:30, and I'm always with the showstopper, Dave Yarnell.
You know it.
I always say, what do we say to get out of here?
Go, boys, go.
Let's go. You heard it here first. See you next week.
See ya.